Hey guys, what is going on today? Bojo here, back again for our NHL 17 franchise mode following the Carolina Hurricanes. But in today's episode, we are going to be following the Charlotte Checkers once again as they now push for the Calder Cup playoffs with 4 games left to go in their regular season. So, as you guys know, in the last episode, we unfortunately did not make the playoffs with the Carolina Hurricanes missing that final spot by 5 points. Once again, as I mentioned, the schedule pretty much killed us. The fact that we played a ton of Western Conference teams at the end of our schedule means that we really didn't have any sort of influence on how the standings shaped out. We really couldn't physically affect any of the teams in our division. We had to just hope that they were going to lose some games. And that unfortunately did not happen even though we made a trade. But we can look forward to see what the AHL guys can do once again. I'll show you the lines. We got 4 games left. The playoffs are not locked in just yet. They still are pretty good within our favor, but we still need to win some games here. But here's the new lineup. Once again, I edited it up. Hopefully they should be good to go. But Nordstrom, Watt, and Zykov, Pyarvi, Wallmark, Nestercell, Aho, Spears, Gauthier, Case, Kase, Sorella, and Tolchinsky on offense. Defensively, Fleury and Carrick, Loam, McEwen, Ganley, and Miskovic. And then on goaltenders, we have Alshuler and Nedeljkovic still. All right, so once again, I don't think there's anybody I need on the NHL team to call down. I don't really see the need to call anybody else down, so I'll just leave the NHL guys up there, and we'll see what this AHL team can do. But there are 4 games left. We play, I believe, from when I checked last, we play Rockford twice. Yeah, Rockford twice, Cleveland once, and Manitoba. So Rockford and Cleveland are both not in the playoff picture right now, even though Cleveland does... Well, Cleveland's kind of still in it. They have a positive record, but Rockford is definitely not in the playoff hunt. And Manitoba Moose is pretty much looking like the top AHL team this year, 41, 19, and 13. I think they're one of the top teams in the AHL this year. So we have 4 games left. Pretty much we need to win 2 of them, I would think, to get into the playoffs. So let's do some simulating here with Charlotte, and let's see what we can do. NHL regular season is over. I know that, and we are good to go here simulating these games past Rockford and Cleveland. All right, so let's take this first game against the Rockford IceHawks, and we will get a Alshuler MCL sprain. Okay, so we can just replace the player. I think, yeah, we have another goalie, and we get a 3-2 loss. That was not an overtime loss, so that's not a good way to start. It's not a good way to start. Rockford again, and we get a 4-2 loss. Okay, Charlotte, not the time to lose some games here. Definitely not the time to lose games. There's 2 points within are the Grand Rapids Griffins, and we are holding on to a wild card spot. So it looks like we really have to win some games now. Not looking forward to losing these games right now because we're holding on to a wild card spot. So we're going to simulate this game against the Cleveland Monsters here. We need this game, Charlotte. Let's go. First period, 1-1 tie each, Tucker and Nordstrom. Second period, 1-1. Third period, 2-1. Jakob Nordstrom gets both goals, and the Charlotte Checkers walk away with a 2-1 win thanks to the once player on the Carolina Hurricanes, Jakob Nordstrom, getting us a big W right there. We can sim to the next game here against the Manitoba Moose, which will be the final game of the year. Yep, multiple morale changes. We're qualifying for the playoffs, so it looks like the Grand Rapids Griffins did not win their game, which means they will not be making the playoffs, and it looks like we are going to hold on to at least one of the wild card positions here in the playoffs. So we can hold the team meeting, get everybody else up some morale boosts. 80% right now. Let's see, we got a big challenge in front of us tonight. They are a good team, but our fans know this is going to be a tough game. We have to rise to the occasion. Don't disappoint them. There you go. Sebastian Aho was the only one who really didn't like that all too much, but not bad from a demanding kind of perspective, because I believe we might be playing Manitoba in the playoffs, so this might be a little bit of a playoff preview, shall we? So Manitoba might be sitting some of their players in this game, but we'll see how we do. First period, 3-1. There you go. Carrick, Spears, and Fleury, all on Andre Pavlik of all players too. Second period, 3-1, and 4-2 win. Keegan Lowe gets one last one on Michael Hutchinson. Wow, lots of Winnipeg Jets goalies in that game. But the Checkers do win one final game there to get to a total of 88 points for the year. Not too shabby. And now we can go into a Calder Cup run to see who we are going to play in the regular season. And we'll get the playoff matchups as well. A couple of more games are still finishing up right now. NHL regular season has ended, okay. And we do get the Manitoba Moose in the playoffs. So there's how the Western and Eastern Conference playoff matchups are set. So we got the Manitoba Moose, Chicago Wolves versus the Milwaukee Admirals, the San Diego Gulls versus the San Antonio Rampage, and then the San Jose Barracuda versus the Texas Stars. And then in the East, we have the, I think it's, what is it, Springfield or Tucson? Is it Tucson? No, I think that's Springfield Thunderbirds against the Albany Devils, Hershey Bears against the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, St. John's Ice Caps, the Utica Comets, and then the Binghamton Senators versus the Toronto Marlies. Okay, so we can hold ourselves another team meeting for this playoff matchup here. Ooh, a little bit of a power spike right there. This is a big game. It's game 1 of the series, and it doesn't matter who you are. We need to play hard, and as a team, we have to view the big picture here, build up confidence, and get those wins. Let's do a calming approach. Nobody likes calming. Okay. Guess we want to demand much out of our team. Everybody likes to be demanded in our Charlotte team. So let me make sure I edit up the lines. I want to make sure that Nedeljkovic is starting because Alshuler is out at the moment. Okay, Nedeljkovic will be in there for the games. Nedeljkovic will be our starter, it seems. Alright, I'm fine with that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did Sergei Trolchinsky go up to like an 82 overall, or was I just seeing things right there? No, that was a 72. I was just seeing things. Okie dokie. Alright. So I think we're fine with the lineup we have in there for Charlotte. Yeah, let's just simulate. Whoa, 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 not simulate to the draft. Whoa, 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 calm yourselves. Alright, we did win the first game. I didn't want to go that far. I forgot you can't do in-game simulations for the playoffs here in the AHL, which really does stink. Or maybe you can. Somebody was telling me you could. I was really trying to see if you could do this. Let me see. If I go to the NHL... no, I can't. That's so dumb, hell. You can't do the in-game simulations, though, for the AHL, which is really unfortunate. I think that's pretty stupid if you ask me. I mean, if I go to the calendar, if I go up to the game itself, can I do it? Let me see. Simulate up to this day against Manitoba. Okay, I can sim games. Okay, so I have to do it from the calendar in order to sim games, but I can't do it actually in the overview hub. So I have to do it in the calendar. But that was a nice win there in the first game, 2-0. Attaboy for Nedeljkovic to get himself a shutout in the first game. So we take the first game of the 5-game series against Manitoba, which is nice. First period, 2-1 start. There you go. Melchiori gets started the scoring on Nedeljkovic, but then Walmark and Sebastian Aho get 2 past Pavlik in the first. Not bad. We need some. I want to see these young guys really step up. I want to see guys like Aho and Tolchinsky hopefully step up. Maybe some of the younger guys as well, and some of our gritty vets on offense, and the young guy on defense, Hayden Fleury, needs to lead the way. Second period, 3-2. Okay, Sebastian Aho does have 2 so far in this game, and Kostelic gets 1 back, but it's a 3-2 lead for Charlotte. Going into the third, can they hold on? Yes, they can. A 3-2 win. Alex Nedeljkovic gets his second playoff win, and Charlotte does hold on to a 3-2 win here in game number 2. So Walmart from Zykov and Pyarvi, Aho from Spears and Gauthier, and then Aho from Gauthier and Spears. So Sebastian Aho picking up his game a little bit here. I like that. All right, so that's 2 wins on the road too. We took both games on the road from the Manitoba Moose, and now we're going back home to Charlotte to hopefully close out the series, because it is a 5-game series. So let's see if we can take this sucker in 3 games against probably one of the better teams in the AHL. So first period, 0-0, 8 shots to 12. Second period, 1-1 tie. Hayden Fleury and Patrick Laine is actually on the Manitoba Moose. Okay, Patrick Laine is on the team. All right, let's just do a quick sim. I only want to do like quick sims for the AHL, but you know what? It's a big game. Let's do a ×8 simulation of it. Let's go. Here we go. Come on, Charlotte. Patrick Laine, power play, 4-on-3 power play for the Manitoba Moose. Charlotte does indeed kill it off. Charlotte is not putting up many shots here. They're letting up a lot here, and Nedeljkovic is playing very, very well so far in these playoffs. Charlotte, can we get one late here to possibly clinch this sucker? Third period. Are we going to go to OT maybe? We are going into overtime. All right, going into overtime. Let's do it. 8×8 simulation here in overtime. Will we end this sucker in 3, or are we going to a game number 4? 5-on-3 power play. Oh, come on, Charlotte. Oh, they didn't end that? Are you serious? Wow. Manitoba killed that sucker off. And wow, Manitoba 41 shots on the net. Nedeljkovic, you are having yourself a game here, fella. Going to a second overtime, 43 of 44 saves. Man, even if we do lose this game, but we don't, Julien Gauthier gets that started right there in the second overtime, only 31 seconds into the overtime. Second overtime, ripper from the point. Julien Gauthier sends the Manitoba Moose going home, and the Charlotte Checkers are moving on to the second round. What a game from Alex Nedeljkovic. He has to get #1 star of this game. Attaboy, 43 of 44 saves, .75 goals against average. What a game from Nedeljkovic. Julien Gauthier getting the game winner in the second overtime as well. Attaboy. What a job Nedeljkovic is putting in here. We're riding this kid. Even if Altshuler comes back, Nedeljkovic, you are getting the majority of the starts, my friend. All right, so let's continue to simulate here. Charlotte with a nice job here in that first overtime, or not in the first overtime, in the first round, knocking out the Manitoba Moose in 3 games. All right, so let's do ourselves a little team meeting, and you know what? These guys like to be demanded, so you know what? We are off to the next round. That series was a walk in the park compared to our next opponent. I need you to double down. Yeah, the whole team is pretty much happy about it, except Sebastian Aho, but apparently that lights a fire under his ass, and he gets goals. And we'll take that. All right, so yeah, let's go back to the calendar here because we don't want to sim to the draft. We want to see what happens in the next round of the playoffs. So let's do a couple simulating per days here. Remember, it's only 5 games in the AHL, so these first round matchups will hopefully end pretty quickly. And we got the Milwaukee Admirals in the next round of the playoffs, so we're going to be on the road once again. But the first round matchups are over, and looks like Milwaukee will now be taking on the Charlotte Checkers and the San Jose Barracuda against the San Antonio Rampage. And then in the East, Lehigh Valley up against Albany, St. John's against Toronto. Okay, usually I would do like little breakdowns as well, but maybe if we get to the conference matchups, I'll do those breakdowns for who's on each team. I didn't know like Manitoba had Patrick Laine and players like that on their team. I thought they would be on the Jets by now. It's year 2 and they still didn't make it. But here we go. Milwaukee swept their first round matchup and we swept ours. So something definitely has to give here in game #1 at Milwaukee. This is the Nashville Predators AHL team. So let's see how we do. First period, 0-0. 9 shots to 5. Second period, 0-0. All right. Third period, 0-0. Overtime. There you go. Andre Nestracel gets one on Saros. I think it's, was it Julius Saros, I think? And Charlotte comes away with a 1-0 win in game #1. Alex Nedeljkovic gets himself a shutout again. 4-0 in the playoffs for Alex UC Saros, that's what it was. But damn, Alex Nedeljkovic, he is on fire right now. 4-0 in the playoffs with 2 shutouts. That is crazy. And an overtime win in game #1 against Milwaukee, handing them their first loss of the year. All right, well, they didn't end my scout. That's fine. Let's do sim game #2. It'll give me another pop-up for the scout anyway. All right, so game #2. Let's go. First period, a 4-1. Holy Christ, boys. Joachim Nordstrom gets one on Saros. Salamaki ties it right back up, but then Sorella, Nestracel, and Zykov get 4 past this Nashville Predators prospect goaltender in the first period. 4-1 lead for Charlotte. Attaboy, guys. Only 5 shots as well. Second period, 6-2. They put 2 more in. Salamaki gets his second, but Zykov and Nordstrom get their seconds. Holy smokes. Third period, 8-3 final. Nicholas Waugh, Cody Hodgson, and Blake Spears. Man, 8-3 pummeling of the Milwaukee Admirals. Pretty good game there for Nedeljkovic, only giving up 3, but damn, the Charlotte Checkers offense really showed up in that game. Is this a 5-game series, or is this a, okay, this is a best of 7. Okay, that's what I thought. Thought it was going to be a best of 7. But that is a pummeling of the Milwaukee offense and their defense in game #2. Take a 2-0 series lead, going back home as well. Keep it up, Charlotte. Keep it up. Let's go. Game #3. Let's keep it rolling. First period, okay, 2-0. Miku Salamaki gets 2 past Nedeljkovic here. He's had himself a pretty good series. Only limited to 3 shots in the first. Not really that great of a period. Let's see if we can fight back. Second period, nope, 2-0. Can we come back in the third? 3-1. We get 1. Zykov scores with 7 seconds left to ruin the shutout for Saros. But Salamaki gets a natural hat trick, I guess. Yep, he might have got himself a natural hat trick. 3 goals from Salamaki. And that was the only answer Milwaukee had in that game. As they take game #3, 3-1. hand us our first loss of the playoffs. That's fine. For Nedeljkovic, he'll bounce right back. All right, here we go. Game number 4. 2-1 series lead, though, still for Charlotte. Looking good. First period here, 2-0. There we go. Alexi, what's his name? I think it's Alexi. Alexi Sorella and Julian Gauthier. Nice 2-goal lead there in the first. Second period, 2-1. Stransky. Third period, 2-1. They hold the door. Nedeljkovic does the job, comes right back in, does a nice job, and they hold that one 2-1 for the final. Take a 3-1 series lead going back to Milwaukee with a chance to move to the Western Conference Finals here in the AHL. So let's go, boys. Let's go, Charlotte. Let's get them. Here we go. Game number 5, 3-1 series lead for Charlotte. Here we go. First period, 2-1. All right, Cody Hodgson and Salomaki again. Salomaki is killing us in this series, but Hayden Fleury does get 1 back. 18-9 though on the shots. Second period, 3-2. Andreas Nestrasel and Nicholas Roy get 2 in the second period. 32-18 are the shots. Holding a 1-goal lead going into the third period. Can Nedeljkovic and the team hold it down? Yes, they can, because we get 2 goals from Zykov and Kase, and the Charlotte Checkers are moving on to the Western Conference Finals, putting up 39 shots in that game, and they win that one 5-2. Alex Nedeljkovic improves to 7-1 in the playoffs right now. Man, this guy is on a roll right now. He is on a roll. Way to go, Charlotte. See, if Carolina, like, this is the good, like, the little good thing about our AHL team is our AHL team is actually pretty good. Like, we don't have, like, crazy prospects, but, like, the team that we have built down there is actually doing a really, really good job. So let's just do the queue for 6 more weeks for forwards. And let's see who our opponent is going to be in the Western Conference Finals, and then we can possibly take a look at their team. All right, so this is a 7-game series, so it might last a little bit longer than normal. And it looks like it's going to be the San Antonio Rampage, and we have home ice advantage in this series, too, against San Antonio. Okay, all right. So let's take a look at the San Antonio Rampage, who I think is the AHL team for the... Who is the San Antonio Rampage for? Let's look at playoff stats for this team right now. Might be a whole video dedicated to the AHL team today. All right, so let's go to San Antonio. Where are they? San Antonio Rampage. Let's see. So they have Nathan. Okay, so let me see for forwards. Let's see who their leading point getters so far in this playoff series are. So it looks like they have I think, was that minimum 12? All right, so Nathan Gerby, Nat Snell, James Shepard, Eric Nystrom, Drasanovic, Bozon, Blazelli, AJ Greer, Korostelev, Petrick, Vogelhuber, and Wingerly. Not sure who any of those guys are. Malak, Kampfer, Corbett, Duncan Siemens, Gertson, and Westland. Oh, this is the Colorado Avalanche's AHL team. That's what this is, because Duncan Siemens is a first-round pick by the Colorado Avalanche. I'm pretty sure all these guys are Colorado Avalanche draft picks. Yep, Malak is a draft pick. Okay, so this is the Colorado Avalanche's AHL team, and then who do they have in net? They have Darcy Kemper in net. Okay, so that's probably why the Rampage are doing not too bad, because they have a pretty good goaltender in Darcy Kemper. So that's probably the reason why San Antonio is winning games. So it's us against the Rampage, and then the Toronto Marlies up against the Lehigh Valley Phantoms in the Eastern Conference Finals. So pretty nice little matchup we got going here for these two teams. But all right, Charlotte, you guys have handled yourselves so far very well in this playoff. 7-1. San Antonio was 7-2. We gotta get past a really good goaltender in Darcy Kemper here. Let's see if we can do it. First period, nothing. 6-9 are the shots. Seconds, 1-1 tie. Trevor Carrick and Nikita Korostelev. Third period, going to overtime. Oof, and Eric Nystrom gets one past Nedeljkovic, and that is the first time the Charlotte Checkers are behind in a series. First time we are behind in a series. Alshuler is available to play in the team's next game, but we are going to run with Mr. Alex Nedeljkovic for sure. So I'm going to replace Muse with Alshuler, but I am running with Nedeljkovic right now. There's no reason why I'm not going to play Nedeljkovic unless the game is actually going to auto-rotate Alshuler back in there. I want to see if it automatically rotates him back in there. I want to make sure that Nedeljkovic is getting the starts. Yeah, they put Alshuler back in there, so we're not going to do that. We're going to make the switch there to Nedeljkovic so that he plays in this game. I might just turn auto-rotate goalies off as well, just so that we don't have that issue in the next couple of rounds of the series. So let me see, where's auto-rotate goalies? Auto-rotate goalies, we'll turn that off, just so that we have to run with Alex Nedeljkovic for the rest of the series and the rest of the playoffs. He's definitely asserted himself as a top-notch goaltender, so I definitely think he deserves to play over Alshuler, who got hurt. All right, we're behind in the series, boys. It's dangerous to be in this position, but you know what? Let's keep going with the demanding thing. Sebastian Aho hates it, but once again, that lights a fire under his butt, so hopefully that will get him going. Okay, so once again, we had home ice advantage too, and down 1-0 in the series. But let's see if we can get one back here, boys. Let's see if we can get one back, tie up the series. Here we go. First period, 3-2. All right, well, we keep the game close at least. Gerby, Nystrom, and Greer, Carrick, and Sorella get 2 past Kepper. All right, so we keep the game at least kind of close. Only down by 1. Second period. Yep, there we go. Tied it right back up. Trevor Carrick's second of the game. Tie this sucker up at 3, 24-15 under the shots. Third period. There you go. Valentin Zykov gets 1 past Darcy Kemper, and we take game number 2, 4-3. Attaboys. Attaboy. All right, so we tie the series back up at 1. Very nice. And we're going to the great old state of San Antonio, Texas, to take on the Rampage here in game number 3. First period, 0-0, 6-9. Second period, 1-0, Nicholas Waugh. There we go, 17-14. Third period, they tie it up, James Shepard. Overtime, nothing in the first overtime. Second overtime, Nikita Korostelev again. Nikita Korostelev again with another overtime winner, I believe. That's the reason we lost the first one too. And 2 overtime losses so far. So we're keeping the teams close. We're keeping San Antonio very, very close in this series. So it's 2-1 lead for them. 2-1 lead for them. Let's see if we can get it going, boys. Game number 4. First period, 1-1 tie, Nordstrom and Blazell. Second period, 3-2. Kampfer and Nystrom. Pyarvi gets 1 back to make it 3-2. 16-13 are the shots in this game. Not many shots being taken. Third period, 4-4. They tie it. Tolchinsky and Spears. That we took the lead actually with 16. With only 4 minutes into the third period here. But then Greer tied it up with 1:32 left. They must have pulled their goalie and they tied that up. So we're going to overtime again in overtime. But this time we come in on top. Sebastian Aho gets 1 right there, and we tie up the series at 2. Nice, good goal there from Aho in overtime, and we finally take the first overtime win of the year. Nicholas Waugh has been injured with an MCL sprain. We'll just replace the player. And we are going to a game number 5, as this becomes a 3-game series now. Here we go, boys. Game number 5. At home, once again, we have home ice advantage for these next 3 games, or at least for 2 of these games. Here we go. First period, 3-0. That's a really great start. Valentin Zykov, Joko Nordstrom, and Blake Spears. Attaboys. Attaboys. I don't know why I keep saying attaboys, but it's working. 3-0 lead. Second period, 5-1. There you go. Poor on the offense. They had a 5-0 lead at one point. Pyarvi and Nordstrom. Bozon gets 1 back. Third period, 5-1 victory for the Charlotte Checkers as they take their first lead of the series. And we are 1 game away from going to the Calder Cup Finals. And we have to see if we can get it done in San Antonio and not force a game number 7. So here we go, boys. You had a really good offensive showing in that game. Let's keep it up. First period, 1-1 tie. Nestrasel and Greer. Nestrasel and Greer. All right, 9 shots to 11. Oh my God, that guy scored from center ice. Rip Nedeljkovic. Second period, 2-1. There you go. Magnus Pyarvi gets 1 really early in the second period as well. 2-1 lead. Are the Checkers going to the Calder Cup? Indeed they are. 3-goal third period. Wallmark, Spears, and Aho. And Charlotte is moving on to the Calder Cup Finals as they beat the San Antonio Rampage in 6 games. Attaboys. Attaboys. Oh, man. That's what I'm going to say. That's our slogan for this. That's a slogan for our playoff series. Hashtag Attaboys. Nice job there, guys. Nice job. Attaboys, Charlotte. Man. See, our AHL team is good. Oh, man. We're playing Lehigh Valley. We're playing the Phantoms. Oh man, we are playing the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. They're actually, fun fact, doing really well so far in the early stages of this AHL season for them. So they're doing really well, and it looks like they made it all the way to the Calder Cup Finals. Did the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. Wow. All right, so Charlotte versus Lehigh Valley in the Calder Cup Finals. There we go. Look at that nice little decal, too. That's pretty cool. How about the NHL? It's Nashville versus New York Islanders. Interesting. But we're going up against Lehigh Valley in the Calder Cup Finals. Interesting. So let's hold the team meeting here. Once again, demanding. I think Aho's going to get pissed. Yep. That's fine, though. As I've said, lights a fire under his ass. So, Lehigh Valley, let's go take a look at your team, shall we? Let's go take a look at what Lehigh Valley has, what the Flyers have been doing 2 years in, and see who's doing the top point totals for both our team and their team before we start this series. Do a whole little recap, but Joachim Nordstrom seems to be tearing through it right now. 16 points in 14 games. Zykov with 12, Gauthier with 11, Spears, Wallmark, and Nestrasel all with 10 each. Aho has 9 points with 4 goals. Wah has 7, Pyarvi with 6, Case with 5, Tolchinsky and Sorella with 4, and then Brody Sutter has 1 point in 2 games played that he's filling in for the injured Nicholas Wah. And then if we go to defensemen here, Trevor Carrick has 8 points, Hayden Fleury has 5, McEwen has 2, Ganley has 2, Miskovich has 1, and then Keegan Lowe has nothing. And then obviously Alex Nedeljkovic is standing on his head right now after Alshuler got hurt. He is having himself one hell of a playoff. I think he's 11-1-2 right now with 2 overtime losses, a 1.68 goals against average. I gotta put my notifications on to not pop up here for a minute as we go through this final game here. So yeah, Nedeljkovic is doing a killer job. 9.939 save percentage with 2 shutouts. He's doing an amazing job right now. So let's go check out Lehigh Valley and let's see who they have on their team and how they have been, who they got to make it all the way to the Calder Cup. So they got Andy Miele, Oscar Lindbaum, the super Swede right there, Jordan Wheel, Konechny's down there, Nikolin, who seems to be a pretty good prospect, meaning potential top 5, 25th overall, Tyrell Goulbourne, Colin McDonald, Tim Brent, Michael Parks, Dalton Smith, Aaron Palujai, Jeff Walker. Okay, so that's that for forwards. Their defense is probably really, really good. TJ Brennan, Jake McCabe. Wow. I don't know how that got him. Will O'Neill, Brandon Manning, Logan Pyatt, and Davis Drewski. And then Stoley the goalie, I think, is in net. Indeed, he is. Stoley the goalie, who's 11-6, 2.06 goals against average. He's 84 overall. My God, he's probably going to get called up to the NHL very, very soon. Stoley the goalie. All right, so we got to beat Stoley the goalie. Got his first career NHL win a couple days ago. But let me turn my notifications off real quick, and let's jump into this Calder Cup playoff series. All right, boys, so we know the team that we are going up against here against the Philadelphia Flyers AHL team, the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. We have home ice advantage, which is good. So let's go out there and take it. First period, 1-0, Jake McCabe. Not a good start there. 12 shots to 8, though. We are out shooting them. Second period, 1-1. They tied it right back up. Magnus Pyarvi on Anthony Stolars. And going into the third period, going into overtime, and we get one. Sebastian Aho, the fire lit under him 11 seconds into the overtime period, and we take game number 1, 2-1 once again. Nedeljkovic, you might earn yourself like the goaltender MVP of this series if you keep it up, man. Continue to keep it up. Charlotte is 12-3 so far in this playoff series. Let's continue to roll, boys. Let's continue to roll. Let's take these first 2 games at home. So, first period, game number 2. Okay, not a great start. Brandon Manning, Jordan Wheel, Michael Parks. 3-0 lead for the Phantoms. Second period, yeah, 3-0. This one's probably going to be a split series. Indeed it is. As Stoley goes out there and pits a shutout, shutting us out for all 3 periods. And all the Phantoms in there were 3 first period goals, and they take game number 2, 3-0. So we are going to Allentown, to the PPL Center, to play the Lehigh Valley Phantoms here. So here we go. Game number 3. Game number 3. Come on, boys. Let's get some goal support in this one. First period, 0-0. That's 4 straight periods. Stolars has shut us out. Period number 2. That's 6 straight periods right now. Stoley is on, well, 5 straight. 21-16. Third period. Oh, man, that's 7. Or 7. I keep giving it one more. That's 6 straight periods that Anthony Stolars has shut us out. But we're going into overtime, but he's not getting it. Sebastian Aho again, his second overtime winning goal of the series, puts the Charlotte Checkers up 2-1 in the series. Man, Aho is coming in clutch right now. 2 overtime winners so far in the series, a 1-0 shutout win. Nice game there from Nedeljkovic. Great game from Stolarz as well. He's playing very, very well. All right, but we are going to a game number 4 now, with a chance to go up 3-1 in the series to bring the cup into the building for game number 5. Here we go. Game number 4. First period, nothing to nothing. Jesus Christ, Stoli, stop. Second period, oh man, Jake McCabe gets one on the Nedeljkovic, 17 shots apiece. Third period, we tie it up. Pajärvi ties it up. We are going into overtime again. Can Sebastian Aho please get another overtime winning goal? Will it happen? Not in the first one, it won't. In the second one, Andres Nestrasel gets it. Oh my goodness. All 3 wins that Charlotte has had in this series have come in overtime. Anthony Stolarz and Nedeljkovic are having themselves a goaltender's duel right now. Look at these scores in these games. 2-1, 3-0, 1-0, 2-1. This is a goaltender defensive series. But Charlotte has taken a 3-1 series lead with 3 overtime wins. This is a crazy game. I would love to watch this kind of competitive series in real life too, man. Charlotte takes a 3-1 series lead. They're coming back home. The Calder Cup is indeed in the building, and Charlotte has a chance to win the Calder Cup here against my team, the Lehigh Valley Phantoms here. So here we go. First period. Oh man, they do it again. Another 3-goal first period. Paluzhai, Paya, and Miele. Man, that's tough right there, boys, in front of our home ice fans as well. Let's see if we can fight back into this game. Cut it down to 2 at least. Second period, 4-0. Not getting the W here, and well, we ruined Stoli's shutout as Zykov gets one late. But Lehigh Valley came to play in that game. They take that one 5-1. So we're going back to the PPL Center for game number 6. Going to a game number 6. All right, boys, come on. Let's do this. We have a chance to win the cup here. Let's go. I'm going to need to talk to you guys in the locker room. You guys know what you need to do here. Let's go. First period, 1-1 tie, Paluzhai and Keegan Lowe. I think that's Keegan Lowe's first points of the series as well. Gets a goal from the point. 7 shots to 10. Second period, 2-1. There you go. Keegan Lowe's second of the game. What a game for Keegan Lowe to step up as well. 14 shots to 19. 20 minutes of hockey, boys. That is all I ask. 20 minutes of hockey. 2-1 lead here in the third period. Come on, hold it down. There you go. Pajärvi gets us an insurance marker. Up 2 goals. Nedeljkovic, all you have to do is hold it down, Alex. 5-on-4 power play. Couldn't have it. 10 minutes to go. 5-on-4 power play for the Phantoms. Oh my god, it's a really long one, but Charlotte kills it off. And I think that is going to do it. It is going to do it. The Charlotte Checkers go all the way to the Calder Cup Finals and beat the Lehigh Valley Phantoms in 6 games to win the Calder Cup. Wow, great year for our AHL team. Clap it up, boys, for Alex Nedeljkovic. What a series, what a freaking series he put on. Thank you to Keegan Lowe for actually putting up his first 2 points of the entire playoffs, I think. Putting up 2 goals in this game. Andres Nestrasel with 3 assists as well, but great playoff run there from Alex Nedeljkovic. Absolutely unreal. What do you go? 15-5 in the playoffs with 2 overtime losses in there as well. So he really went 15-2 or 15-1? No, 15-3-2. That's crazy. Crazy record that Nedeljkovic had. But way to go, boys. Way to go. You guys won the Calder Cup. Unreal. Look at that. Your 2018 Calder Cup champions, the Charlotte Checkers, for the Carolina Hurricanes. That is a crazy year. Man, wow, that's awesome. Let's do a little final point total for these guys. Right here, before we go into the actual awards, I'll look at the awards and then I'll probably just do the draft next video. But Joachim Nordstrom, 17 points in 20 games, and that's a really good playoff run for him. Nestrasel with 15, Zykov with 14, Wallmark with 14, Gauthier with 13, Spears with 12, Pajärvi and Sebastian Aho each with 11. Nicholas Waugh was out with injury, but he still had 7 points. Case with 5, Tolchinsky and Cirello both with 4, and then Brody Sutter with 2 points for him filling in for that final series. And then for defense, Carrick with 8, Hayden Fleury with 5, Ganley and McEwen and Keegan Lowe all with 2 points apiece. And then Miskovich had 1. Goaltender, no question, Alex Nedeljkovic was our best goaltender in this series. And Allsuler sat out with injury. He's 26 shots against he faced in the 1 game I think he played. Then he came out with oh wait a minute, he faced 26 shots. I guess we pulled maybe Nedeljkovic in one of the games. that Lehigh Valley was up. Maybe the 5-1 game all-schooler got put in there near the end. I don't know, but Nedeljkovic was definitely our MVP goaltender of this playoff run. 1.75 goals against average, 15-3 and 2, I think, was his overall record. Save percentage of .937 and 3 total shutouts for our prospect 22-year-old goaltender, Alex Nedeljkovic. So great job there, boys. Great job by the Charlotte Checkers to win an award, the 2018 Calder Cup champions. And then who won the NHL? Ooh, it's actually going to a Game 7, so that's interesting. So let's simulate up a bit here just till I get the award pop-ups. So let's just simulate up a couple days here because the entry draft is in 2 weeks. Let's see, season ticket drive. It looks like we sold like 62% so far. I know I'll keep the ticket prices. I'll edit them up. And the Nashville Predators won in a Game 7, and the Charlotte Checkers won in, obviously, 6 games to beat the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. So let's just check out the final awards for the year for the AHL and the NHL. We will start with the NHL first. So Nashville won the Stanley Cup this year. President's Trophy went to the Capitals. Nashville versus New York Islanders. And the player awards: Art Ross, Ovechkin; Hart Memorial, Alex Ovechkin; James Norris, Erik Karlsson; Lady Byng, Patrick Kane; Calder went to Alex Nylander of the Buffalo Sabres; Conn Smythe, Pekka Rinne; Vezina, Braden Holtby; William Jennings, Kari Lehtinen; Bill Masterton, Adam McQuaid; Frank J. Selke, Claude Giroux; Ted Lindsay, Alex Ovechkin; and then the Maurice Richard, Alex Ovechkin. So Ovi walked away with a ton of hardware. In the AHL, the Calder Cup went to the Charlotte Checkers. So nice job there, boys, to win that. Kilpatrick, yep, these are all the player or the division awards, as you guys can see. There you go, Western Conference playoff champs and the Eastern Conference playoff champs right there. And then for the player awards, let's see. So Tyler Kennedy won the John B. Sullenberger. Les Cunningham, Tyler Kennedy, William Marshall. Joachim Nordstrom won the William Marshall, which is scored the most goals during the American Hockey League regular season. So he scored the most goals. Wow, way to go. Dudley Red Garrett Memorial is the AHL's most outstanding rookie player, so that's kind of like MVP. So Nordstrom won that as well. Anthony D'Angelo won the Eddie Shore, LH Baz Bastian Memorial Trophy. Andre Pavlik. Jack A. Butterfield, Alex Nedeljkovic, MVP of the Calder Cup playoffs. So pretty much the Conn Smythe goes to Alex Nedeljkovic. Fred T. Hunt went to Hunter Shinkaruk. Yannick Dupre Memorial went to Olofsson. I think he has that weird first name, like Guadalim or something like that. I don't know. And then Chris Dredger won the Harry Hap Holmes Memorial Award. So there are all the awards for the year. And you know what? There is something very positive to look at. Two things this year. Carolina finished with a better record than we did last year, and our AHL team won the Calder Cup. So things are definitely looking upwards for our team for sure. But you know what? We're going to go into the draft this next up, see what we can do. And then maybe this offseason, we have a lot of things to think about, because there's a certain city that's calling our name, and that is the Hartford community that want to be brought back a hockey team. And the Carolina Hurricanes might be interested in relocating and bringing back the Hartford Whalers. But we'll see. So thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, leave a like, comment, and subscribe as always. Make sure to leave a like for your 2018 Calder Cup champion Charlotte Checkers. And we'll take it to the draft next video.